Hey, what's up guys? Today we're going to be taking a look at McFarlane Toys Elite Spawn. Now, I've been a big fan of Spawn for a good long while, and I'm allowed to say that because I can actually read, unlike some of you dumb fucks. No, he doesn't beat Ghost Rider. Now, when I saw McFarlane Toys was making an Elite Spawn, I had mixed opinions because their Mortal Kombat line figures for Spawn kind of sucked. Some of their other figures, like their Batman 2-pack, that figure's cool, but the cape's static, so it doesn't fucking work too well. And a lot of their spawns are either just gimmicks or stupid, but no, this is actually a really good figure despite being a McFarlane. And being that it's an Elite figure, Todd McFarlane decided to fucking itch his nutsack and, you know, bless us a little bit with this fabric cape where only the ends have bendy wire and they're not very strong. I wanted to like this cape so badly, but it's just not great, unfortunately. It doesn't hold very well. It sags very easily. It's really easy to bend it in place and just not have it look good for the pose, or when you try to move it again, the inside wire just twists around inside the seam, so it's not very tightly sewn. And this collar is just so goddamn tight. You cannot bend it back easily that well. It always folds back into place. His hood doesn't go up. It's sewn onto the back, and I don't want to cut it because I'm afraid of ripping the fabric altogether if I try to cut it, because that's a really thin stitch, and I have X-Acto knives, but I'm afraid just to try and cut it. And it's not removable. That's another issue. If it was removable, that would be a fucking whole upgrade to the figure, but unfortunately it's not. But I'm gonna try not to be too negative about the figure because it's finally a good comic Spawn, and it's probably my favorite design of him. Now, the one thing I will give it, being a McFarlane figure, is that it's really well detailed. You can see the paint apps. You could if my thumb wouldn't stop focusing on the fucking thing. Spawn's eyes are a light shade of green. I would have preferred if they were like a more brighter or less. They're very fucking, I don't know what the word to say is, I'm tired, but they're not very great. That's unfortunate. I wish his eyes were a bit brighter, a bit more neon green like they are in the comics, but you can't get too mad with the detail. His chest it's very well painted. The paint doesn't chip very easily, so the thing I've discovered with McFarlane's is that they're meant more, you can play with them. Compared to like some Marvel Legends and like a lot more Mayfexes, you can definitely play with these guys, bang them the fuck around, and the paint doesn't chip. That's one thing I've learned, and it's actually really nice shading too. You can see that on his hands and on his wrists, he has some black mixed in with the red, so it looks pretty good. And another thing that I'm yes and no about McFarlane's is their articulation, because when we look at Spawn, he has a very good back bend, but a terrible ab crunch. What the fuck is that, dude? I have a better ab crunch than that. I'm fucking like 30 pounds overweight. But his arms go all the way up. That's about it. No butterfly joints too. I mean, kinda, but the fucking little thing that's supposed to connect the joints pops out, so it looks weird. Maybe that's because the cape is supposed to hide everything, but this is just not good, dude. Especially when I paid $60 fucking for this figure. This is just fucking bad. The shoulders on the figure should not be popping out. That's terrible. And another thing, his little ankle guard here was broken when I bought the figure. I took him out of the box and I was playing with him. His foot popped off, and then this thing fell off. I had to put it back on with super glue. It was a bad figure. Maybe I just got a bad one out of the batch. Maybe someone will let me know. I don't own a lot of McFarlane toys because unfortunately, when it comes to scaling, they don't scale good with anything else. Because for some fucking reason, Todd McFarlane decides to make everything in a 7-inch scale instead of a 6-inch. Because you see, here's the Spawn, and he's slouching next to the Gamerverse Captain America. Look at this fucking height difference. Spawn could breastfeed him standing up. It's fucking crazy. This is why I hate McFarlane figures. Same thing with NECA too. NECA makes 7-inch figures and they piss me off as well because I try to collect everything in just regular 1/12 or 6-inch scale, and for some reason Todd McFarlane has to be the fucking special guy. He has to be the funniest guy with Down syndrome. He has to be the one, dude, a big cosmic joke, and I'm the one who's not laughing. Now getting into the rest of the articulation, it's pretty substandard. He's got just regular double jointed elbows. The hands are on a ball joint, which I do like that they are the, that's the one thing I'll give him. He does the more of Mafex style joints, where it's a peg and a ball in the hand instead of the hands having a plug like Marvel Legends hands. Because like, I have the Iron Man hand right here if I can grab it. They're on pegs, and I don't like that because it limits articulation. You can only do it one way, and then it's like a rotate. I don't like that. It's fucking ass. But here, his hands can rotate and do that. It's nice. I like that. And then the legs. God help me with the legs. Flip his cape up. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? A $60 figure, and he can walk. He's hood irony. But he does have a double jointed knee. It's kind of fucking tight though for some reason. It's tighter than my little boy asshole. And then he has an ankle on a ball joint. Swivel. Yeah, I can't pivot. No pivots allowed. But he does have a toe bend, so that's pretty cool. And I feel like this figure is more or less meant for display because the articulation isn't great, but if you get him in a good pose, he's good. But he does come with decent, I mean accessories. And to start off, we get like this little base here for him, and I think the base is pretty cool. I would have preferred it if it was a cross, you know, like the iconic picture of him sitting on the church. I think that would have been pretty cool. But the rest of his accessories are just kind of lackluster. You know, for starters, you get these chains, and he has little holders in his backside for you to run the chains through, and then you can like run them along his arms or down his legs, but they're not posable chains, and that kind of sucks. I made some posable chains for my Spawn, and let's see how that would look. I made these chains myself, literally using fucking Walmart crafting chain and like really thin gauged wire, and they're posable, they're pretty solid, and as long as you hook them in right, they don't move, they don't change their shape, nothing. Like I can even like put guns in there and make them hold up, and they sit fine. You're telling me I can make these in like fucking 2 minutes? Meanwhile, the infinite army of Chinese kids in Todd McFarlane's basement can't fucking make these for a $60 Spawn figure. It cost me like pennies to make these. Why can't they? My big fucking fat chud fingers intricately wiring these. Meanwhile, these like little Asian kids can't, dude. What the fuck? Fuck this figure. Now, for his accessories, you get a bunch of hands. The first one you get is this like little blast effect hand, but I unfortunately cannot find the blast effect that comes with it. So yeah, just fuck me on that end. Then for his left hand, you get one trigger finger. Fucking one, dude. He dual wields all the time in comics, but for this figure, no thank you. Then you get these two other, I assume they're meant to be effects, like hands for like energy effects. I'm just assuming, guys. You get these two closed fist hands, which is really nice because Spawn is mostly a hand-to-hand brawler. He's really powerful, but he can't use too much of his powers because if he uses them all, he has to go back to Hell and lead Hell's army. So I think that's really cool that he's actually got two fists for, you know, just regular fighting poses. That's cool. You get the rotting, burned zombie head, which I think that's really cool. Which, if you don't know, Spawn's origin is that the reason he ends up in Hell is he's I want to say he's like a special forces soldier. I don't know what branch really, but he's betrayed by his superior officer, burned alive, and gets sent to Hell because he killed a bunch of fucking people. And that's really cool that they give him this head. I think it would have been really funny if they gave him the white guy head. And for those who don't know, Spawn tries to go back and visit his family, but the demon Malbolgia curses him so that if he tries to like change his appearance to not look like Spawn, he can only turn into a white guy. and Spawn's black. So I thought that was pretty funny. And I thought that would have been really funny if they gave that to him as an extra head sculpt. And here we have the worst fucking accessory in an action figure I've ever seen. What the fuck is this? I have the first volume of Spawn. I'm reading that and I don't remember him using this. I've watched the HBO show. I don't fucking ever remember him using a wooden plank with what I think it's supposed to be a hammer or something. I don't know what the fuck this is, dude. You know what they should have fucking given him? Why not give him the fucking agony axe? Or any of the fucking guns he uses? Why give him that little fucking pussy plank with the nail in it, dude? Why? It's so fucking stupid. Anyways, for a size comparison, here he is next to McFarlane Toys Ultramarine, McFarlane Toys Chaos Marine, and McFarlane Toys Blood Angel. Don't get mad at me if I got the names wrong. The only Warhammer games I've ever played is Bolt Gun, just because it's Doom. Anyway guys, if you liked the video, like, comment, subscribe. I know I said with the Jango Fett or the Boba Fett video, I'm going to try to do more stuff. Probably not any more McFarlane figures, thank God, until I can get my hands on the NCR Ranger, just because I love Fallout. That or any of the power armors, I'll do one of those. But unless it's Spawn or Fallout, I will not fucking touch McFarlane Toys. Ever. And don't even get me started on this piece of dog shit right here.